So let's start with how your day is.
Oh man, it's been raining all day here. There's a French Quarter fest out here, but I don't know if you ever been to New Orleans, but the French Quarter's like a big deal.
Oh no, I watched the originals. That's all
Oh,
I know about the French Quarter.
good place, man.
Yeah, that's
What
nice.
city do you live in?
What'd you say?
What city do you live in?
I live in Jacksonville, Florida.
Been there before.
Yeah, I like the city. Pretty big, but the weather is pretty bipolar. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it's
so
like
it's
that
good.
here too. I had a friend who went to Full Sail out in Orlando, and been to Jacksonville a few times.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. But what were you asking me about Girl Rights? What? Let's
Did you
take
see
it from there.
the drama that was involved with her? Did you see anything about that? That's what I was watching this morning, but I mean, other than that,
Yeah, I did. I did see it. It was honestly really childish, in my opinion. I did watch John the Other's video. I did watch read a couple of comments. I know Razorblade Candy made a video, poning her or quote unquote poning Kim, and I thought it was childish. I don't know. I kind of felt that we're all adults here, or at least we should be adults, and we can have disagreements, but all this shit flinging is completely unnecessary. I don't really understand why
I think
anyone got upset. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think at the time some of them people are drunk the way they act. I mean, it's really so immature sometimes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do not understand what is up with this level of immaturity. Karen didn't feel the way you felt. She's an adult, you're an adult, you guys can disagree. You guys are both fighting against the same thing. I don't really understand. Actually, no, I think that's a huge portion of what they were so upset about is that they're not fighting against the same thing. They were like, gynocentrism is the worst thing ever and all of that. And I was like, well, I mean, again, Karen, she's still fighting for you guys. I don't understand what the fuck you're upset about. She's
Everybody
still.
agrees with everybody 100% about everything. I mean, that's just ridiculous to even go in on that.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand why they're being so immature about it. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Did you find out anything else about it that maybe I don't know?
No, other than that, no, that was my take on it. I was surprised by it actually. I mean, you see so much good talk about it. You never really see anybody call her out on anything, and I think John Other made good points about that.
Yeah, and that is true. I will give them that. Back
Saying
then.
how you were saying how like when people are put up on a pedestal, that's a real important thing with all these kind of movements.
Hmm.
The way they exalt people, and then once you get up to that point, you don't get called out anymore.
Yeah, and that is the one thing I did agree with John the other on. He is right about that, in that Karen should be criticized, but I just personally I don't think she was wrong there. I don't. I
Oh
kind of agree with her.
yeah,
And again, there's still levels of immaturity there that just were not necessary. A lot of shit flinging that didn't need to happen.
okay. Let's see what else I want to talk about. I don't know. I like making fun of TYT a lot.
The Young Turks, man.
Those guys there, man, I could go on for a day about them.
Yeah, I can. I gotta take a break from making video responses to those guys. Otherwise my whole channel would just be
Yeah, you could
me
turn a
making
whole
fun of the
channel
crew.
dedicated to them. I think, yeah.
What'd you say?
You could probably turn a whole channel dedicated to responding to their videos.
Yeah, you could. You could. But I don't want to do that. I want to, oversaturate the audience and just make fun of them all the time. I don't know, because I make lots of video responses to Lazy Green, but Lazy Green just says someone's dumb as shit sometimes.
Dude.
Sometimes it just bothers me. It's just, sometimes I wish other people would respond to Lazy Green so I wouldn't have to, but, I don't really see that happening anytime soon. Sargon of Akkad used to respond to Lacy, but then he got, you know, really focused on Gamergate.
Yeah,
Now, and,
yeah, I liked him more when he wasn't so focused on Gamergate too. I thought the
yeah,
Gamergate took over a lot of the I don't know what movement, MRA movement or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
But a lot of the I noticed that, and I stopped watching a few people for a while while that was going on.
yeah. Gamergate's still going on, dude. I mean, for the
Except
last couple of
when it was
months.
the Zoe Quinn thing, you don't really hear her name anymore, which I'm glad. But
Yeah,
but other than that,
yeah, I know. Anita Sarkeesian tried to make a profit off Gamergate, which I think is hilarious. She
ooh,
really, Anita Sarkeesian really had to shoehorn her way into Gamergate, and the thing is, mainstream media fucking believes Gamergate is about attacking her. It is crazy. Like they don't even talk about Zoquin anymore. It's somehow
No, you don't hear it. Oh no.
yeah. It's about Anita getting attacked online.
She still is smart how she does that.
Yeah, I mean
I have to
she's
give it to her, man.
devious.
Devious and evil, yeah, but it's smart. She knows how to really connive like that. Because I mean, it seems like it's so easy to speak through her, but apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I think a lot of people, a lot of people have this image of women as all just being good. That's just not true. Some women are absolutely dreadful people, and some women are terrible. Now, of course, you can't look at all women that way. That would be foolish. But some women fucking suck. Who's just gonna put it bluntly. And some people don't want to see that. They don't want to. They want to hear the obvious truth that not everybody is sugar and spice and everything nice.
That's a two-way street of equality, though. That's the thing I always try to just I bring up to a lot of people. If you want equality, you got to get the bad of the equality too. You can't just have the good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was actually the crux of the last video. Not the last one. The everything that goes with it. When I
Oh,
use the Aladdin analogy,
that was the one about the redhead girl, right?
that was the one. No, no, no. That was There was two videos I did about
That's
Bree.
the redhead girl.
The one about Bree uh
Yeah,
on the sexual assault thing she was talking about.
yeah, the one with the girl with the three stories.
Yeah. What about her? You
Uh,
have something to say?
that wasn't. I was thinking that was the video you were talking about.
No, I was talking about it was the one I did after the video response to Anna. It was I can show it to you. Well, I don't know how to share the screen. I don't think that's important. I can just send you a link, or you can just go to my channel.
I watched it. I'm just not remembering off the bat. But yeah, that's I don't think they want to hear it. Like he was saying, they wanted to be treated like men. Well, what can I say?
I mean, they got it. They are being treated like men. They just don't like it.
No, I mean they got it. If anything, they got it better. I just don't understand. I mean,
That's true. I think a huge part of it is when you get everything spoon fed to you your whole life. Every little problem seems like it's a mountain climb. Kind of like with Keeping Up with the Kardashians. If you watch that show, which I suggest you don't, it's
no, I don't watch
god
that.
awful show. But if you watch a lot of really minute problems are made to be really serious when it's just not.
First world problems, huh?
Yeah, first world. That's the best way to put it. First world problems.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw that somebody had commented on the video about that, and when I figured out what it was such an it made sense.
Yeah, your life is so great. You just got to make stuff to be upset about.
I thought it was funny too when you said on your video about how black girls and Latino girls they'll just tell you no. It's just them. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Yeah, that's just from what I noticed. It's really more
I noticed too.
the white women who will be passive aggressive or
Passive
will
aggressive.
dance around you.
They don't even know what passive aggressive is.
Yeah, yeah, they don't even know that they're doing it.
Right. Exactly.
Which is always confused me, with trying to date girls. I never really understood why I just didn't say no. Like, that's shit that fuck with me. It's like you don't want to talk to me, then just say you don't want to talk to me. I mean everything. I'm not gonna do anything about it. It's
Right.
just go about my merry way. But if you keep on, telling me you're busy, I'm gonna think that you're busy. I'm taking you at your word. I don't think a lot of
Exactly.
women. I don't know. I was on Google Hangout the other day with Beatrice and Goodfella and Skeptor, and Beatrice was like, "Yeah, she had to realize growing up that she really did expect her husband to read her mind. Like she really does expect. Some girls do. They expect you to read their mind
Oh,
and
that's
just
the girl
just know." What'd you say?
that was another girl y'all had with y'all. I didn't recognize the first name you said. I knew who Goodfella and Skepta were.
Yeah, it was. It's not a girl. She's an old woman. I don't know how old she is, but she's over 40, and her name is Beatrice. She's a very smart woman too. Very smart. But she doesn't have a big channel, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just talking to her, and I think I made another video. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's called "Why Is Talking to Women So Hard?" Did you ever see that video?
That's That's one of your older ones, I think, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Pretty sure I saw it.
When I was talking about how the dating realm sucks so much for young men because women's expectations are ridiculous now.
It's rough, man.
Um, and like I said, one thing I just cannot get over is the fact that women expect men to read their minds. That shit really,
Expect anyone
that
to look in mine. It's,
yeah, yeah,
I mean, even another woman, how could they expect that?
exactly. That really fucks with me. Like you have no idea how much that gets to me when
I've
girls
been
are
told
like,
that
you
before.
should
You
just
know
know.
what's wrong.
What'd
You
you
know,
say?
you know what's wrong. Oh, I've been told that before. That's a funny one.
Yeah. I'm just always kind of like, just tell me what's up, man. Just tell me, we can figure this out. But don't expect me to know what's wrong and then fix it. I mean, I'm not Charles Xavier. I can't read your mind. But I think that's just one thing a lot of young men have to deal with now. They got to deal with these grandiose expectations of them, and a lot of women, for some odd reason, don't seem to think that they should be people worth being with. A lot of women don't seem to ever have the thought in their mind, well, maybe I suck as a person. Maybe I need to get better. And even if women do have low self-esteem, they just do self-destructive things instead of trying to get better, which kind of makes me, which is a really weird thing to me sometimes, how some people will just be really self-destructive instead of trying to fix their problems.
Yeah, I noticed. I think it was on one of your newer videos. I noticed you were talking about how they don't want to take responsibility for anything. You know,
Yeah, that's the video I was talking about earlier, the Aladdin video.
problem too.
Yeah, and it's really strange to me how there's some people who just don't want to they just don't want to fix their problems.
I
And
think
me, go ahead.
I think it's really that's why it's so easy about to pick on feminism is because they mess up at such a fundamental level that almost everything every endeavor they have is flawed. I mean,
Hmm.
because they can't get over the basic truths, obvious truths.
That's true. Yeah, and it is the foundation of third wave feminism is absolute garbage. It just is completely counterintuitive to even all of reality. And these women, these feminists, they eat it up. They you know again with the whole, I mean, I'm tired of protecting myself from getting raped. I mean, the
Well,
fuck do you mean you're tired of protecting yourself?
what is that? What is that? How's that preparing you for anything in life? Somebody's got to come in and save you every time. I mean, come
Ex-
on.
yeah, exactly. And that's really treating them like children. It's like they really do. They want to have the respect of doing things and being independent, but then at the same time they say, "Well, no, I'm tired of being a responsible adult." You're like, "Well, I'm sorry, you can't have both. It's one or the other, man."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just doesn't work that way. Yeah, that prisoners in the cave video. Yeah, like I commented on it when I watched it a couple of times. I don't know, for some reason I was like, who is the prisoner? I couldn't figure it out.
You say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
That video about the prisoners video you had made,
Oh,
prisoners in the cave with those kids on that video show.
yeah.
Yeah, when I was watching it, like I said, when I first watched it a couple of times, I couldn't figure out who you was talking about. It made me feel funny for a second. I was tripped out by it.
Have you ever read The Allegory of the Cave?
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
Plato's. I
okay.
remember that in school. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know. Not everyone has read it, so
Right.
it was really more throwing a bone out for the philosophers in the audience and see if they
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Yeah, I remember reading it in school.
It's a great allegory, though. I actually read most of The Republic in my philosophy class, and it's a pretty good book. Except when I read it, I didn't read it like for it to be literal. I more read it as like a metaphor for the human
Right.
soul or the human mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, some people take it literally, which is a strange reading to me. Because like I said, I never read it as an actual utopia for people to live in.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. I would take it as more of a metaphor.
Hmm.
Yeah, reading any of those kind of things with more of a literal bent, I guess I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think they're I don't know. I guess it kind of takes a discernment. You just have to know when to take it literally and
Right.
when to take it as a metaphor. Because if you look at a lot of ancient languages, a lot of the things they were always using were either similes or were
Plus,
metaphors.
problem and the confusion we have with the Bible and things like that. Even I mean,
Yeah, and that's go ahead.
you got some people that take it word for word, literal as can be, and then some who don't.
Yeah, and in all honesty, you can't take the Bible completely literal because the Book of Psalms is just a bunch of songs, just a bunch of stories. You know, not every word in that Bible is literal. There are lots of similes and whatnot. You know, so I mean, to take every single word literally would is just asinine. It's just counter. It's just not, can't work. And it's especially because of the way ancient languages work. A lot of the times, they were similes being used. It was never a lot of stuff wasn't specifically stated because language isn't as extensive as it is now. Because now you have like a whole bunch of different like synonyms you can use to describe the same thing, but back then they only had a couple of verbs and whatnot. So that's why you see a lot of different metaphors because that's how people understood the world.
A quick question about this thing: how come I only see your face in a picture and I see mine on camera? How did you do that?
Um, you go up to the top. It says turn camera on, turn camera off, turn camera off.
Okay, did my little avatar come up instead?
Yes,
Oh, sweet money. All right.
it makes it run a lot better if your computer can't hold the bandwidth. That's why I do it.
Yeah,
And also my camera sucks. So
working on. Yeah, I know. I'm not exactly Brad Pitt here.
no, you're fine. I don't really. It doesn't really matter if you low.
You know what I mean?
I got you. You're just messing around. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, we don't know each other like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, why do you not consider yourself an anti-feminist? Because I would consider you an anti-feminist. I mean, not rabid, not one of them hardcore MRAs that like some of them out there I see on some of these videos are frightening to put it mildly.
Yeah. Personally, the thing about labels, it's not that I'm not like a social justice warrior with labels, and that I don't think that they're useful. It's just that I don't think I can completely represent an idea of most labels. I think I'm all over the place with the way I feel about the world. And so it is simply saying I am X, Y, and Z. I might not actually, be X, Y, and Z specifically. And it kind of, and not having a label kind of gives me an opportunity to be a little more fluid with my ideas. And it gives me more of a chance to kind of grow and adapt to the world. So if I say, because I used to, you're right. I guess I still lean more towards being against third wave feminism, but I have to acknowledge that there were some good things in feminism that it did help some women out in different areas. But third wave is just terrible. I don't really see anything positive
I like how you put it
come
like
out.
because you were the one who brought that to my attention. To be honest, was that that it was different waves to the movement.
Yeah, and
There's
even go ahead. I'm sorry.
the Gloria Steinem first wave move that probably did a few things, like Equal Pay Act or whatever.
Hmm.
You know, then like you said, the third wave, which is redundancy at best.
Yeah, and then you have the intersectionalism, and now they're trying to make it
Love that word.
they try to get rid of racism and homophobia and all that, which
Like,
is a strange thing to me that you would try to. I don't really understand why you would think that you'd be able to defeat racism
yeah.
without teaching people to love themselves. I don't really understand.
Well, it's like I don't know if you noticed now, but with the young kids, they're always against this bullying thing now. Like they're gonna be able to wipe it out. That's just part of being a child.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
part of growing. You know.
Yeah, and the thing about it all is, you get better in life by meeting challenges. Like the whole reason why
Exactly.
I can get on the internet and have people, shout mean things at me or disagree with me is because I had to deal with people who, bullied me or people who insulted me.
Oh
The whole
yeah, yeah.
reason,
I'm
yeah, I
very
mean,
cool. Definitely.
yeah, exactly. And see, we're two people, we had to deal with this stuff and we got better and now we can take criticism and it's all about healing, really. It's not just about being challenged and being bullied. It's about you got to get better too.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
got
be
to
resilient.
accept it. Go ahead.
You just want to be resilient about things. You have to be able to. I just don't understand what they think they're gonna do and how they're gonna wipe it out. Eradicate it. I mean it's ideologue talk.
Yeah, exactly.
are going to be kids, and they're going to pick on each other no matter what you do.
Yeah, and I think the best way is to it's kind of like I made the video response to Christina. I don't know if you checked that one out, but
Oh, is that the
I
girl with
mean,
the Eastern European accent?
yeah, the Romanian accent. And then that's kind of where the video I was like, well, a lot of people love to play a zero sum game. Well, they say it's one or the other, where you can't have kids stand up for themselves. You just have to have them go tell the teacher. I'm like, well, why can't we do both? I mean, why can't we have the kids, stand up for themselves? And if that doesn't work, then you go get an adult to come help you out. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
or why can't you? Again, just why can't you do both? Why do we always have to play a zero sum game with some stuff that happens? Is what gets me. I don't understand. And it's with a lot of different these ideologies, with feminism and some MRAs are really on the deep end. It's not everybody. It's just some
Oh,
people.
no, you're right about that. We do have some extreme MRAs or MGTOWs, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I know you talked. They're like you said, in that one of your last videos, they're like 180 degrees opposite.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
Uh, I'm trying to. I don't know what part you heard. Well, anyway, I was just saying about how some of the more extreme MGTOWs or MRAs, they're just all they are is just the 180-degree opposite of the.
Yeah, there you go. That's the part you cut out on. But you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Some of them are just on the complete opposite spectrum. And what scares me is the fact that they don't see it. That's why I say, man, be careful what you hate because you will
Right.
become it.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then tearing each other down, like you said on one of the other videos too. I thought it was great. You do enough. Everybody else does enough criticizing a man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. Like I don't. Yeah, that's why I say I primarily focus on criticizing women because all of society criticizes men. I don't. If I say deadbeat dads suck, well, everyone's gonna be like, oh, yeah. Well, we've heard this 15 million times. But if I say, women, some
That
women are
people,
gold diggers, or some women hurt their children, well, then everyone's like, oh, well, no, it's bullshit. And they'll complain and bitch about it. When the very obvious truth is, some women do suck. Let's call them out and let's force them to do better. Well, not
why?
force them, but call them out and let them make the decision to do what they want to do.
Like the whole, like, the respect is these people. I get into all kind of arguments on other videos about people that think you just owe them respect, like just you
Yeah,
know, willy nilly dishing it out. That's funny, man.
yeah. And I guess these people never learn that you got to earn respect. You got to do something because the world doesn't conform to how you want it to be, unfortunately.
The concept of merit just goes way over these SJWs' heads for sure. It's just
Absolutely,
they don't grasp it, man.
they don't. They just and it's a strange thing to me. It's strange that these people don't understand. You have to do something.
Yeah, I
To
mean they're in school. I would think that's kind of what that's based on.
yeah, yeah. The entire school system is based on doing something, getting better, learning, growing, accepting failure when you fail, and learning from it. That is the entire school system. Or at least that's how school should be. That's how it was when I was in the school system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in college anymore, but
Right. And I don't know, I think a lot of people need to learn, it's perfectly fine to fail. It's perfectly
that's what I
fine.
hope. People are just young and they're just trying out new things because I notice a lot of times, especially when I was younger and you know, just getting into the whole politics game, that when you think a certain way for a while and then you kind of find out that you've been lied to about things, you have a knee-jerk reaction to go to the exact opposite of that. And I
Yeah.
noticed a lot of young people have that reaction, and then when you get older and you start seeing more, you start realizing that you got to kind of ease up, you know.
Yeah. That's I had a roommate, last semester, and he said exactly what you said, just kind of a different way. It's like a lot of people will swing. It's like a pendulum. They just swing from one
Right.
extreme to the other until they reach equilibrium. And some people reach it faster than others.
Yeah, 'cause, I came up my whole, most of my life. My mom and dad were, I guess, Republicans, you could say, and I thought that was the way, And then after that, I was more of a far more liberal than I am now, I guess you could say.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I never really got into the right left politics when I was growing up. I just learned how it worked. I never really understood the different the spectrum of left and left and right wing. So I was always confused for a time what liberal was and what a and what exactly a Republican and a conservative was, which is why even now to this day I still don't know where I would fit on that left right paradigm.
Well,
But go
let me
ahead.
put it that way. Let me put it this way. What I meant, what I said, my parents are Republicans. They're white, middle class. They definitely not for legalizing drugs or anything like that. You know, uh, into guns, pro Second Amendment issues. Definitely no on the drugs. You know, hard law and order type people. You know,
Mm.
I guess you could say more pro law and order. But I would say I would subscribe more to a classical liberalism, which would be, I guess, considered libertarianism. I guess you could call it nowadays. But I
Yeah.
don't know if people.
Well, what's that then? Go ahead and explain that.
I guess libertarianism would be more like, even though I don't like him, I know he's a popular guy. Adam Kokesh, I guess you could consider him a libertarian. He's kind of big into that thing. You know, like
Mm.
Rand Paul,
Got you.
more right wing, but not quite so much. More right wing, but just I guess on a without the government. You know, because it seems like the left wing is more pro government helping out, whereas the right wing is the government get out of my out of my business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why I went more back toward the right wing. Like I said, when I was in my early 20s, I was more of a Democrat, you could say, left wing. But
Got
then
you.
I saw that they had their little agendas too. You know.
Yeah, and I think anyone really on the extreme left and extreme right definitely has an agenda that they're trying to get
They
set.
either have an agenda or they're ignorant about something and need to be, they're they're being honest about it. Then they're just ignorant about something, which is what I was at the time. I get a kick out of people, mad when they're ignorant. You don't know.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Ignorant about plenty.
I don't know. I don't really understand how a lot of these ignorant people can be elevated to such high status in our society. That confuses the dirt out of me.
Yeah, it makes you wonder who they know. Sometimes that's what I think. It's like
Yeah.
when it comes down to me, it's like who you know, not what you know. Apparently.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's what gets said a lot. You know, I hear that all the time. It's
You
not
know,
what you know, it's who you know. And I
absolutely.
think that's terrible. It really doesn't open the door up for us to grow. It
Right.
really just allows us to be manipulated.
Right. It makes things stagnate, and it's totally against the whole meritocracy. That's not what
Exactly.
that at all. That's nepotism.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. Kind of
Yeah.
makes me sad that it's not based on merit. It's just based on different social webs.
Yep. I think sometimes maybe that's why it seems like a lot of women are so into the whole, more into the social aspect of things because it really can affect a huge part of your life.
That's
If you
true.
can,
And
if you can get your social life to make a lot of, you know, I guess profitable connections, that can change your life big time.
yeah, true. Absolutely. Um, One thing that and that's really true on Instagram. A lot of after that whole direct Instagram messaging came out, a lot of different deals kind of were opened up to a lot of these different women who are trying to be models and whatnot, and they really obtained a lot. Um,
Dell I keep hearing.
what'd you say?
It's that Dell I keep hearing.
That's my
That,
phone.
that's your phone. Okay. Oh, you're on your phone?
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you. It's just that my phone's next to the computer.
Oh, I can hear your phone through. Okay. I thought you were using an app on your phone or something.
No,
Okay.
but what was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So you're absolutely right that a lot of women do use different types of social media to get ahead or to get different type of I know particularly a lot of different models online will do that and they'll
Yeah.
get these different hosting gigs or these different kind of modeling contracts just based on their Instagram or based on a bunch of people liking their stuff. And yeah, it's just I don't know. You're just right, and I'm just giving you examples. There's a lot of women on Instagram definitely do that.
I like Instagram.
I like Instagram too when people post
I'm
interesting content.
I'm like usually because I'm usually like with Facebook. I don't care about what you got to say. Let me see your pictures.
Yeah.
I don't even have a Facebook account anymore. I don't fool with that.
I go
I
on
got.
Facebook every now and again.
It seemed like I was always drawn into conversations with people that I wouldn't be in those conversations had they just walked up to me on the street. Like if I was at a restaurant and those people had walked up to me, I would have been more, I guess direct with them.
I understand. That's why I don't really get on Facebook all too much anymore either. Uh, it's like I might like when I'm really bored, I'll scroll through, but I don't post anything too much anymore.
Yeah, Instagram though, man. It was you that had the thirsty women of Instagram video, wasn't that it? Wasn't that what it was called? Or something like
There's
that?
a third thing is on Instagram where I talked about the cycle of thirstiness.
Yeah, I like that word,
Which is,
thirsty.
yeah, which is a very interesting concept. Because you'll see all the time. I see this all the time. And it's actually upcoming in a new video series. I'll give you a little preview. But you'll hear all the time where women will complain about all of the different thirsty comments they get on Instagram. When they're the one posting pictures of them twerking and getting half
Yeah,
naked and whatnot, they'll complain 6 ways to Sunday about all of the men who want to have sex with them. But they're the ones who are taking all these different sexually suggestive pictures. So I'm like, well, you're equally as thirsty. I mean, you're more thirsty because you're the one posting these pictures, and these men are
yeah.
just commenting. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that out. I had a earlier, like in my life, I used to see that, girls would say, "Oh, that guy, they don't like that guy, the way they talk to him and stuff." And then you see them, dating them on the weekends, and I'd be like, I don't understand what these girls are talking about. They say they don't want these kind of guys, but then that's who they hook up with
Absolutely, you see it all the time.
all the time.
Girls, they'll say one thing, they'll do the complete opposite. Like, what's going on? What is going
Yeah,
on?
it won't. The older you get, you're still gonna keep seeing it too. It's not like
Yeah,
just a young thing. No, it's like they want what they can't have or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. But I used to see that all
I
the time.
I think it's just gigantic levels of insecurity with a lot of men. I think like a lot of them are definitely, like I said, attention hurts. And when someone doesn't give them their attention, kind of offends them, kind of hurts their feelings, which is why they're like, well, now I got to try to get that in.
Yeah, on some level or another, though, they all of them are. To a one degree or another, they all are. Maybe everybody is. I don't know, but
Yeah, because the thing about being a human, you're a social creature, and you want attention, and there's nothing wrong with like wanting some attention or someone to care about you. Like that's not the problem. What it really is the desperate antics you go to get attention. That's what the issue lies.
yeah, exactly. That's like being, like you say too. A lot of times, anything done to excess is bad.
Yeah,
Of course, you can eat a bottle of vitamins every day, and that's not good for you.
exactly. And too much of anything is a bad thing. A lot of people understand that.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people think what's pleasurable is what's good. So if it just feels good, I can
right.
keep doing it. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's not how the world. That's not how biology in the world works. You can't simply just do one thing that feels good. Sometimes you got to struggle, and sometimes you have to fight. You know, like with exercising. When you exercise, it doesn't feel good. It hurts. It hurts your muscles. Tired. You exercise too much. Your heart starts burning, and you're wheezing and gasping. And it hurts for quite some time. But when you
Yeah, for
heal,
sure.
yeah. But when you heal, you're gonna be better. You're gonna be able to do a lot more things. A lot of people don't understand that. Your mind is a muscle too, and sometimes you got to get your feelings hurt, and you got to rest, and you got to think about it, and you have to heal. You know,
Yeah, no pain, no gain, huh? I guess that's basically
absolutely.
how it is. Yeah.
But I see more and more people. We live in a world. And here in America, I noticed a lot of people are more focused on self gratification and they don't want to put in that effort that is, working your ass off. You have to force yourself to grow. You got to force yourself to get better. A lot of people are more, I just want to get high. I just want to get my feel good chemicals. And that's a
Right.
huge problem I see a lot in our society.
Totally. Yeah, like not to bring up Young Turks again, but when you was talking about, there's plenty of other things you can do to, that are pleasurable. It's like it didn't even occur to them, you know.
Yeah, yeah. There's only talking about, oh man, you don't have sex, your life must be so miserable. Well, no. I like making YouTube videos. I play video games. I talk with some of my friends. What else do I do? I read books. I read some books.
Right.
I write poetry sometimes. There's so many other things you can do in the world, and it just doesn't have to revolve around you having sex. And that's one thing that's always been strange to me, kind of growing up, because a lot of people always put such a gigantic focus on sex and
Yep.
sexuality. I'm like, well, that's only part of the human being. There's more to it than just trying to get some woman to have sex with you. Why don't you actually talk to her and spend time with her? Maybe you'll find something more than just having sex.
I suggest you get a job in pornography if that's that current thing.
Exactly.
You know.
If it's that important to you.
Right. If it's first and foremost in your daily deal, I guess that's maybe a line of work you'd be good at.
Yeah, and it's not to say that sex isn't pleasurable. I'm sure it feels good. I've never had sex personally, and I'm sure it must feel good. But I mean, there's more to life than just having sex.
Oh
Is
yeah.
what a lot of people just don't seem to grasp sometimes. There's just so much more to life than just having some woman have sex or just having some man have sex with you. There's so much you can do.
But I was thinking, man, if Anna Kasparian is if she's like she talks, she must be like really promiscuous, man.
She might be. I don't know.
It makes me wonder.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It makes me wonder too. I don't know. I was thinking about it when I did the video response. I just do not know.
It's weird that show used to not be like that. Like in when I first started watching YouTube, that was really one of the first shows that really had a pretty good following that did good updates and stuff. And I remember I used to watch them a good bit, like '08, '09, I guess.
Yeah, you want to know something?
What's that?
You want to know something?
Yeah,
I
sure.
did too. I also used to watch the tricks a little bit.
Yeah, that was like when they had that other girl on there.
Yeah, I actually did use the Young Turks to get a lot of news. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
which is really ironic. A lot of the people that I make video responses to, they were videos I actually used to watch. That's how I even know they exist. Because I actually did watch some of their content, and then I started seeing the bullshit. Like, well, like the thing with Lacey Green is like, when I actually did not watch Lacey Green consistently. I would pop my head by every now and again and just see whatever she had to say. And the very first video I ever did a video response to was her slut shaming video, and that's noticed Lacey Green.
The first video I ever saw from Lacey Green was when Sargon did the reply to her "I'm a feminist" when she came out and said she was a feminist.
Yeah, but it was really very blatantly obvious.
Yeah, right. Oh, absolutely. No
Um,
doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, it was hardly any kind of coming out at all. It was stating the obvious, if anything. But
yeah, exactly.
that was my first introduction to Miss Lacey Green.
Yeah, like she actually, which honestly, this is a really strange thing to me. There are channels on YouTube that are so focused around sex and sexuality, and it is so complex that it is ridiculous. It's so convoluted to me.
Right.
Um, it's just hard to follow sometimes. And I don't know. It's really strange. Why is such a focus on sex times? Because it's true that it's needed. It's to our species. People aren't having sex to specifically continue our species. They're just doing it recreationally.
Yeah,
To
but it's
me,
not
is
like
why. Go ahead.
yeah. I agree with you. I don't know why there's such an onus on it either, because it's not like we're in some population decline where we have to just get it out there.
Yeah, and that it's recreational sex. What really gets me is
Right.
that you've kind of transformed into a commodity instead of something that you do with like a
Like a
to care
sport,
about.
like a sport to them.
What'd you say?
Just like a sport to a lot of people. It seems like to me, like those hardcore PUA kind of the guys that watch you.
That's a great way to put it. Actually, that is a fantastic way to put it. It is like a sport.
Just putting points on the board.
Yeah, and again, that's strange to me too. Why the pickup artist just and I think really when I say it a lot, the pickup artists aren't really too different from the sluts that they have. But only difference is the pickup artist put in a whole bunch of effort. But I mean,
Exactly.
they're no different. I think promise, which is why when some people comment on my channel and they're like, I mean, fighting for you're fighting to right to be promiscuous. I'm like, no, I didn't say you can't do it. It's just you should think about it. And if you're only doing it because you have low self-esteem, well, you should think about your life and change your priorities. I'm not saying you can't. Evidently, you can. You just there's just other things you can do. I found there's so
Right.
many different things you can do with your life than just go around and having a bunch of sex with people you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see how it could be too fulfilling. Yeah. I mean, it seems pretty ridiculous.
And it isn't fulfilling. You'll see a lot of people they aren't fulfilled by it.
Totally.
They are definitely are pretty sad people on the inside. Well, I guess I can't really say everybody is. I don't know everyone, but from what I've
Right.
seen, and it's pretty consistent from what I've seen, they are very sad and empty people.
There's another thing I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah. I don't know about you, but I don't know if you check out Mr. Repzion videos. But
Every now and again, I'll pop my head in.
I wonder why people think he's an anti-feminist. Like I'll comment on his videos,
I
he'll
don't
come back
know.
and they'll be like, "Why do you keep calling him a white knight? Why do you call him all this?" And I'm like, "What videos are y'all watching?"
Yeah, Mr. Epstein, I've said this several times. He's a social justice warrior in disguise. He hasn't
Totally.
called himself a social justice warrior yet, but he is. He knows he is. Maybe he doesn't know he is, but I can see through the
Totally.
bullshit. He is a
Just
social justice warrior. Guys.
yep. One video told me all I need to know about that Nash Green video.
No,
That
Nashville? Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, Nash whatever his.
I don't know. Did you ever check out the video series, The Double Standard of Having Standards?
You
It's
did that?
yeah, it's a really
Probably.
long video series.
I think so.
Um, yeah, I responded to a bunch of people. I think he was the first one I responded to in that video series.
In
And
the Nash video, the one where the Nash was telling everybody what kind of girls he liked and all of that.
exactly, yeah, I did a whole bunch of commentary on those different video responses, and it really is just discussing levels of hypocrisy that happened there. Um,
Totally.
you had a whole bunch of these girls crying about how Nash Greer had expectations for women, but don't you dare, don't even ask a woman what she expects of a man, because again, like we said earlier in our conversation, you'll get a list of grandiose expectations that not even Superman can up to. I mean, not even Superman is tall enough for these girls. Not even Superman can pick up enough weight for some women in our society, right? And so they have these grandiose expectations of men and that they deserve the absolute best, but they don't even bring a pot to piss in, like. And that's what gets me the most is some of the most arrogant women in our society that think they deserve so much, and it's ridiculous to me. And then so again going back to Nash Fear, he makes a video where he didn't even say anything bad. That's the worst part. Like he didn't even say anything bad.
He didn't even use cuss words. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
what he said. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was so benevolent. It didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings the slightest bit.
Yeah. And that's the video they decided to get on. And then the worst part about it all is, dude, the worst part, which I thought was hilarious, I actually found a video. I did the same thing as one guy, and all he was talking about was literally just the way women look like this, that one video. I still think everyone would have been on some hypocritical bullshit if they would have got mad. But he's the one who was specifically talking about just the way girls look. not Nash Greer. Like Nash Greer, like the first half of his video, he was talking about personality, right? Like literally, like the first half, he's talking about what he likes personality wise, and then him and his friends are talking about what girls look like.
Right.
Right. So I mean, the guy Nash isn't even saying anything bad or terrible. The thing that everyone harped on was how he was like, you have to shave your hair on your arms. And me personally, I don't really think too much about fucking arm hair, right? Like I don't even pay attention to it. But I'm like, if that's Nash's shit, that's Nash's shit. If he doesn't want to date a girl that has hair on her arms, well, okay, fine. And in all actuality, I'm pretty sure that he'll get over it if she's a really nice person. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be like, well, you're really nice. You play video games, you're intelligent, but that arm hair, man, I just can't fuck with that arm hair. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like nobody's gonna do shit like that. It's gonna be able to see past it. So even then, it just I don't even understand why they got so mad. And no, really what it happened is a lot of those girls just felt inadequate because those other guys they probably wanted to fuck Nash Greer. That's probably what it was. They felt really inadequate. And the worst part about it all is, Nash Greer made so many different things that he liked. I mean, every girl pretty much fitted. He didn't even the things talk about like skin color, or skin tone, or anything like that, right?
No,
Like
like it was
just
so. I mean, just basically saying he wanted to be neat and clean and have a good personality. I mean, wow.
just or I remember like entertain me, and a lot of people took that the wrong way. And I was like, guys, I mean, he's fucking he's a 16-year-old. I mean, he doesn't have the most advanced and complex language. Okay, when he said entertain me, he just meant be an entertaining person.
Yeah, it's fun to be around.
Exactly, like just be fun to be around. And they were all like, you're talking about how you got a pleasure, and he didn't even say anything sexual. Like he just like that. just, they got so mad just over nothing.
Thought they saw
He didn't
another
even.
video or something. I half the time when they get mad about something, like when they make these, this band bossy and all of this stuff, I don't know what they're talking about at all. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
It's like their little campaigns, man. I get a kick out of them.
Yeah. Like a girl.
The ones with the little Hermione girl, the little Hermione.
Yeah, he for she. Let's talk about he for she for a second. Because I was just rewatching the video I made about he for she. I'm probably gonna have to do another video response on that topic because
So ironic.
yeah, it is. It is. It's ironic how you have feminists. We want to be independent, but let's make a campaign to get men and boys to stand up for us. Get out of here with that. What are you talking about? You want to be independent? That is the opposite of independence, Miss Watson.
Man, you don't know how many times in like videos on other channels I'll respond to people with just a Merriam-Webster's definition of the word they're saying. What do they have against accurate definitions of words? It's like they have a. It just doesn't leave a right taste in their mouth. Like they just see a word that people are using and they just have to reappropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like quit using that word. That's not what that means. Like all that cisgender and all that stuff. That kind of stuff aggravates me too. It's like I hate it.
That confuses the dirt out of the whole cisgender. The whole hetero. Have you ever heard the word heteronormative? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I think that's why they do it. They want to be different. They don't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah, I think they do want to be special snowflakes.
Yep, special snowflake syndrome, exactly.
Right, but have you heard about the heteronormative thing now?
No, not familiar with that.
Yeah, well, basically, whenever some people talk about gay people, like gay or homosexual relationships, they'll say that a lot of people look in the world in a heteronormative way, and the word heteronormative means that it's a worldview that primarily looks at the world through heterosexual people's relationships. And I think the first heard that word, I was like, did we ever need a word that was synonymous with fucking reality?
Right. I got another word for that. I was just about to wait for you to say that. I was going to say, man, I got another word for that.
Yeah.
The species wouldn't continue. I mean,
exactly. And that's what gets me. And some of these people, they just lack an understanding of that, which really confuses me. Go ahead.
That's what I'm understand either. Like they want to fight biology. I mean, come on, choose your battles, people. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they say we look through the world through this heteronormative lens. Look, most people are heterosexual. Well, no fucking shit. No fucking shit. Most people
Come on.
are heterosexual. Our entire species comes from two heterosexual people. I mean, most people exist today because of two heterosexual people. There are very few people who exist from in vitro fertilization, right? You know, and
That's
then the thing about homosexuality is it's not even a gigantic portion of our society. So again, like the heteronormative thing kind of goes without saying that, like, yeah, like majority of our population is filled with people who like the opposite sex. Like, no shit. I don't really understand why you would need a fucking word to describe that, other than just reality. You know, just that's the world we live in. But they act like the thing about it though. What really gets me is it isn't just the fact that they have the word heteronormative, then they also have to act like it isn't normal or that it's weird that we look at the world in this way. You know, it isn't just that, the world is mostly heterosexual.
right. Like we
Good.
steered it in this way in some bad way. You know, like we
Yeah,
did it on or something. Yeah,
exactly. Like we somehow did it to oppress them,
exactly.
which really gets me because it's not to hurt your feelings. That's how we all can exist, literally. So I mean,
A post I saw on Tumblr. There is no normal. Normal does not exist.
yeah, a lot of people on Tumblr are just special snowflakes. They are just trying to one up each other with
Yeah,
and just trying to be special. And it's not enough for these people to just be slightly different or to be mundane.
yeah. I like watching. I'm sure you watched any Internet Aristocrats videos.
Yeah, have you seen the end video?
All the new the all of the Tumblrisms. I love those
Yeah,
videos. Man, those videos. I think he does a good job of bringing stuff down like that.
absolutely, absolutely. He was actually part of the reason why I made the video on a couple of videos on Instagram. I was like, well, I mean, some people hit up Facebook, Internet Aristocrats got Tumblr. I'll take out Instagram. I was like,
Yeah,
let me, and I probably would have done it anyway because there's just a lot of things that frustrate me on Instagram. But part of the reason was because of Jim.
yeah. I check out Tumblr sometimes. I like Tumblr because you can get like X-rated photos on that. You know how you can't even see a nipple on Instagram. You can see it all on Tumblr though. I mean, Tumblr is
And the
pretty.
thing, yeah, and you have some girls who will make entire Tumblrs of just posting pictures of themselves naked.
Oh
Entire
yeah,
Tumblr, just
I'm
them
familiar.
getting naked. And some of them, I've seen a couple of Tumblrs. Well, they'll double it too. They don't give a fuck. They just do not care.
It's like I always tell people, it's not that it's like those body positive people that say, if you don't like fat people, you're fat shaming. It's not that I don't like,
Yeah,
it's just that I don't want to date you. You can do whatever you
it,
want.
yeah, exactly.
But you can't make me want to date you. You can't
I
tell me
mean,
that me having a type of girls that I prefer makes me some kind of bigot. Everybody has some kind of preference in everything of that, every whatever they do.
yeah,
Do
uh,
something, you have preferences along with that.
absolutely. Because like me personally, I'm not really a big fan of super skinny girls.
I
I
am
just, I have,
the guy.
yeah, I have zero attraction to girls who are super skinny. It's not my shit. And I do like girls, who have a little more weight on. And so me personally, I'm like, I mean, look, I don't need you to fucking tell me to be attracted to them. I'm not a bigot just because I don't want
Right.
to have sex with super skinny girls. But I mean that I'm just who I'm more attracted to. And if some girl is more attracted to guys who are more muscular, that doesn't mean she's fat shaming. Just that's what she likes, and that's perfectly fine. The problem I have is expect you can't expect that you get some super muscular guy, but at the same time you're a fat slum. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or that you're super lazy. It's like no. Like if you're gonna reject a man for being fat, then you can't get mad if a man rejects you for being fat. You gotta make up your mind across the board.
Yeah. Almost all of these kind of fat shaming and slut shaming and all, it's a big case of a bunch of people who want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really all it is.
they want everything. They
They want to have it all with no bill. They want to have it all with no consequences. And if you say that there are, then you're an oppressive scumbag. You know.
Yeah, the very obvious truth that and some people will even say that there aren't consequences, and it's just that society's just bringing you down. Like I've seen with the whole slut shaming thing. Some people, I'll never forget this. It was Hannibal the Victor, and he was like, "What are the consequences of being promiscuous?" There are no consequences. I said, "Dude, get out of here."
Come
Dude, get the fuck out of here. There's no consequences. There are, I mean, and I'm not saying you can't do it, but
right.
there are consequences.
Maybe your life doesn't see the consequences as a big deal. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's up to you. But there are consequences. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And like you just said, if you check it out and you say, well, you know what? I mean, I'm on consequences. I'm still going to do it. By all means, live your life. I won't be fucking you, but if you want to do that, you go do that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. But don't come back and act like I'm fucked up because I don't want to have a relationship with you because you've had sex with a whole bunch of different guys. I mean, sorry, I'm not attracted to that. Same way, there are some who don't want to date some guys who've had a bunch of sex with girls. I mean, are they slut shaming? Are they terrible people? No, they're not terrible people. That's their personal preference. And unfortunately, the decisions you made in the past have an effect on your future. Sorry, in the face once again.
Yeah, that's really what started getting me away from, I guess, being, I guess, a hardcore liberal, uber liberal, I guess is what I would call it. When I was maybe in my mid-20s, I would always be like, well, I still have preferences, but that doesn't make me a bad person, and that's what kind of led me out of that. I was like, come on. When you start thinking this has kind of standards and preferences is wrong, you've wandered way too far out into that. You got to come back.
And again, there's nothing wrong with it. What gets me is I don't understand why they think that is terrible. It's not terrible. It's okay to feel different.
Yeah, there was I think Sargon did a good video on that fat shaming video thing. That was one that I didn't see coming. I couldn't believe that. I thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah.
The irony was so thick. I mean, it was almost like that video that you had just did a response to with that Anaconda. Oh,
yeah, Anaconda.
Yeah, her. I had, when I was watching it, I was like, man, she's not even being ironic. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because if she was, that would have been great if it would have been like she was coming at it from an irony standpoint, trying to be ironic about it. But no, she was serious.
That's scary. Yeah.
It's scary.
I'd love to talk to her. Honestly, I'd love to talk to Lacey Green too, and Anna.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to sit down and really talk to them. Because I can do the video responses all day, every day, but we're not really getting anywhere. So that's why I would like a real dialogue with them and see if they actually believe this trip. Sometimes I don't think they do, honestly. If I'm going to be completely honest, I do not think they believe half the shit that comes out their mouth.
I mean, it just seems to me, how could somebody, that's got somewhat of an intelligence and been through school and, how could you just come out like that? It's just,
That's what I'm saying. I
can't tell if they're being genuine or not. They say such ridiculous things sometimes.
Yeah, and it really does bother me that some of these that they don't see it, that they want to get angry and when reality smacks them in the face, and they just can't put together that you have free will, but times people are gonna have an opinion on that. You should be upset because people feel differently than you do. You should accept that and move on. There are people on my channel all the time who don't feel the way I feel, and I'll talk to them. It's perfectly okay. You don't have to feel the same way. But a lot of these someone has a dissenting opinion, personal attack, or that like they're trying to hurt them. that's just so far from the truth. It's like nobody wants to hurt you. They just have a different opinion of the world, and that's okay. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that video you did, the prisoners of the cave video, it was like I was waiting for one of them to actually say that sentence where, well, if they just don't agree with me, then they're just bad people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they were, even when the video first starts, the girl almost says, it's like a Freudian slip when she almost says, everyone has bad parents.
Yeah.
Hilarious. It's like a little bent, and they don't even want to even entertain the notion that they have biases, that
Yeah.
they, standards and preferences that they come from. No, they're a total blank slate, and they judge everything equally and 50-50.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even realize you're right. A lot of these people, they don't want to admit the obvious truth that they don't feel the same way everybody feels, that they themselves also feel differently about the world.
I said, I hope that's just part of being young, because I mean, I was more like that when I was a younger kid too. I wanted to be with the cool kids, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's what the cool kids are now. Because those kids in that video, they look like they were still in high school, if you ask me.
It did look like that. I don't know if they were.
It looked like a news
Born.
show, like the AV class or something. I don't know if you had that in your high school, but we did. Like the kids kind of had their little show at little AV kids, I guess.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was, not very professional. And they had like millions of subscribers. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and just these people will say some of the dumbest shit sometimes, and they just have like just amazing levels of popularity, just
Oh yeah,
amazing.
yeah, like that guy Onision or whatever. Man, that guy,
Onision, yeah,
man, he's got some serious file. He makes money off of this stuff.
yeah,
You know.
and sometimes he has some of the crappiest advice ever to give out to people.
Like, yeah, like you can rebut every sentence he says. Like just like I know a lot of times when you're doing them, you're like, oh well, I can do a 5-minute video on that sentence alone. I know exactly exactly what you mean. It's like, oh, where do I begin with this?
And I don't really know what it is. I spend a lot of my time trying to figure it out. Like originally, and you wouldn't know, but originally my channel went through a lot of different stages. Like at first I was just supposed to be like a comedy channel where I just make skits and try to make people laugh. And then over time I just kind of I wanted to make a channel where we just kind of explore different social situations, and now I just kind of slammed it together where I try to explain things to some people that I just don't understand, like some stuff that just goes over their heads.
Right, right.
And so that's why I spend a lot of my time trying to figure stuff out, because there are some things that I that don't make sense to me. I'm like, well, maybe someone feels the same way, so let me try to help them out. And so I go on to say all that to say that there are some things I just don't understand. There's some things I really try my best to figure out, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I try really hard, and it's fucking crazy shit. There's no other way to put it. It's just crazy. Like Otherkin, it's a
Yeah,
good
the
example.
whole Tumblrism thing, all of that. That's where I learned what cisgender was and all of that. All his Tumblrism videos. I learned a lot about all of this SJW slang.
Yeah, exactly. I did learn part of it from Internet Aristocrat. The very first video I saw from Sargon of Akkad was Die Cis Scum. And that's when I first learned about
Girl
cisgender.
with the black lipstick.
Absolutely. That's
That
exactly
girl's
it.
scary, or boy, or whatever it is. It's scary,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know what that was.
Well,
I'm sorry to say it. I just don't. I don't know what it was.
and what's funny about it is they do their best to make it ambiguous, and then you're a scumbag for saying it's ambiguous.
Yeah, exactly. You can't win. You can't.
You can't win. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Hmm. And that's what really confuses me the most about it. I don't really understand. It's
I
like,
know exactly what you mean. It's because I think they just they're so disturbed on certain levels that they don't even know how to form a pleasant relationship. To them, that's not what a relationship entails. Maybe
yeah,
I don't know. It's a tough concept for you know someone who has no experience in anything like that to wrap their head around. Like you were saying, I think you were talking about how that guy T had made a video, you know,
Hmm.
saying something about
Yeah,
like he didn't understand them, you know.
like he made a video where he was just asking questions.
Right.
And it was that simple. He was
That's it.
asking questions, and
I know
people got
exactly.
mad.
What's
Like a whole bunch of social justice got angry with him because of that. He was legitimately asking questions to understand people from the transgender community, and they got upset. They got mad.
Yeah. I mean, the nerve of that guy to not know something. Come on, it's a problem, huh?
Like he's ignorant. Let's just attack him. Like get the fuck out of here, man.
You let him know what's up, and if he calls you names or something, I guess you have a leg to stand on. But come on, man.
Yeah, like if he was rude about it, I don't
Right.
understand why people get upset. I
I
really
saw.
do.
You know, I know exactly which one you're talking about, and yeah, I mean, he did it in a totally polite way. You know, straight up and it's straightforward as can be, and yeah,
Yeah, and I guess people, I guess they got scared and they thought he was attacking them when that was far from the truth. He was just really hungry for knowledge, and then he got scorched because people got their feelings hurt. Which again, just you can't win with these people. You just
yeah, that's what it seems like.
cannot win.
Like I said, I don't know what it is, but maybe they take everything the wrong way. I mean, it seems like maybe that's what it is, but it can't be that. At the end of the day, I mean, especially when they get older, they have to know. I don't buy it. Like I said, sometimes maybe just for attention, but
Yeah,
it seems like they try to get attention.
I think a big more motivation is pretty much attention. I do. Kind of like I just made a video on attention whores. A lot of these people are absolutely sad people. They really are.
Oh yeah, that's the
Um,
you got the little girl standing in the Walmart line with no pants on.
yeah, no, not that one. That
Oh,
was
okay.
the right to be respected. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think there's a
right.
actually that picture is photoshopped. I have the original on my channel now, but that
Oh,
picture, and she was still wearing some ridiculously short shorts though. So I mean, but
okay, okay.
no, it was a video I made like on attention boards that I just
I was gonna say,
uploaded.
how did she even get in the store, man? I had to like I had a T-shirt on that had a curse word on it, and they wanted me to turn it inside out illegally.
I mean, I don't know, man. When you're a pretty woman, you can get away with murder. No, I'm kidding.
You
Well,
can.
actually, no, yeah. Actually, there's been some cases where you can. God forbid if you're ugly, then you gotta work. You gotta have a defense. But
You don't see no pretty people being homeless or nothing. No,
you don't see beautiful people on the streets.
of course not.
That's the thing. What was I was about to say something. Shit, I forgot. What were we just talking about?
Good looks. Pictures on something about we talked about the girl's picture on one of your videos.
Yeah, but it was something else I was about to bring up.
Attention.
Oh yeah. I remember. I remember now. Because we were talking about attention seekers on Tumblr. Yeah. So the most recent video I just uploaded yesterday. I guess you haven't seen yet. Was on attention whores and some reasons why some. A lot of these people on Tumblr are absolute, and they'll tell you too. They are disgustingly depressed people, and they are really, really sad people on Tumblr, and they just kind of find a community that kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of hotbox their depression. You get surrounded by a bunch of depressed people, a bunch of other miserable people, and no
Uh,
one's ever doing anything to get better, and you just wallow in misery.
Russian petri dish. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and they're so sad, and it makes me feel bad sometimes. Just how sad a lot of these people are.
Hmm.
They are so sad, and they don't want to get any help. Uh,
Yeah, the attention whoring thing. I think I did see that video. I think I watched that one this morning. I don't know. I was trying to catch up on some of the ones I didn't see. Trying trying to think of the other ones that caught my eye. Think of it. But what other kind of videos you watch, like on YouTube and stuff? Like what other kind of stuff that you watch? Like I watch a lot of mafia videos. I watch a lot of stuff about JFK. I like that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, one interesting thing is way back when, because I used to, well, not even used to, I just haven't finished it. But I would write books, and I would turn on some long documentaries I would listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to watch a lot of different documentaries. Some stuff like on animals. I used to watch stuff on animals. I learned a lot about animals growing up.
Yeah.
What else did I used to do? Oh, interestingly enough, I used to watch different Illuminati conspiracy videos. And this,
I used to watch all that
yeah,
Alex Jones stuff. I used to watch all that.
yeah, this was actually back when people took that shit seriously. Like when people were like this, like, and the thing would like kind of going on a little bit on a tangent. Lots of things have changed since like I started making regular content, and that's one thing. Because I remember, a couple of years we have a legitimate conversation with someone about the Illuminati, and they take you seriously, and they would actually engage and say, "Well, this is weird. Well, I don't know if this exists, but this is peculiar." You can talk about these different subliminal messages that you see, and you'd have like a real conversation with some people. But now it's just a gigantic joke. Like a lot of people, they don't have conversations about it anymore, and it doesn't really mean much to them. But I guess to answer your question, I used to watch different documentaries on that, on different secret societies and stuff like that.
Yeah. After Hurricane Katrina, when I had came back to New Orleans because I had to move away for about a year and a half or so while my house was being rebuilt. And when I came back, I didn't really have much to do. Most of my friends were still out of the city, so I was, checking out videos on YouTube and stuff. And this is kind of really when I got into it. And I'd say that was about 07. That's when I got into the whole Alex Jones thing. Yeah, when he had when he had just come out with the video, I think Terror Storm, I think what it was called, an Endgame. They were like brand new videos.
Yeah, I did watch Endgame. I did.
They blew my mind, man. I was like, oh my god, it made me look into a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Full of shit a lot of the time, maybe most of the time. I don't know. I haven't watched him in a long time, but he does tell you some things. You just gotta, I guess, have a bullshit filter when you're listening to Alex Jones.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's going on in the world, man.
Yeah. I just got tired of the whole thing. Everybody's talking about this economic crash at the end of this year. I got tired of hearing it. Every year it was like they had some esteemed economist on Alex Jones saying how the dollar is going to crash and how you're going to have to run to the woods with your prep bag. And I'm like, man, I can't do all that. It just sounds ridiculous.
And yeah, that's true. It does go a little too extreme a lot of the time.
I remember the Y2K thing. I mean,
oh yeah. I wasn't even old enough to realize that was going on. I was a little kid when Y2K was happening.
Right. Yeah, I remember I had friends whose parents were like building sheds in their backyard and like filling it with like non-perishable foods and stuff.
You have to imagine how stupid they must feel now, right? Like, you can only imagine how dumb.
We had like big parties like at these people's houses because the food had to go, and they had to do something with it. We would have parties at their house or just hang out there and just eat all their food.
Yeah, and you're right. They got to do something with all that food.
Yeah, it was funny though.
That's hilarious to me. How
it was a pretty big deal, man. It was a pretty big deal. Yeah. But back then, not everybody had the internet yet. I think I still had dial-up at the time. And yeah, you don't remember a life without internet, huh?
A little. I do a little bit because I'm not that old. I remember, before we got internet, I used to play around. I used to go outside a lot. Yeah, we used to spend a lot of time outside with because me and my older sister, we are very close in age, and we used to play with our friends all the time way back when. So we did stuff without the internet. The internet wasn't everything to me.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. You know, some people don't have, I guess, especially the millennial crowd, I guess what they call it. You know, they don't know what the life is like without the internet.
Yeah, you point that a lot of people they don't like to
Every-
go outside. What'd you say?
I said it changed everything.
Oh yeah, it did absolutely.
No doubt about that.
It even talk to each other. The
Oh,
way
you broke
we
up there for a
communicate.
second.
Okay.
You there?
I'm here. Yeah, can you hear
Okay.
me?
I didn't hear what you said just now. That you broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said it even changed the way we talk to each other now.
Oh yeah.
The way we even communicate with each other is completely different now. Based on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, I remember life without well, cell phones, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I remember when beepers were a big deal.
Portion I think a lot of people just have terrible social skills now because of texting. I mean,
We used to,
I'm among from terrible grammar, but just
right. Yeah, you're right about that though. Yeah, it makes it to where people don't have to face each other anymore. Yeah, it
Mhm.
doesn't make some communication skills. You know, they don't have to go out to the store for everything. They can order all that stuff.
True.
You know, you pretty much sit at home and be a shut in. Be a lot easier.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comment.
That's okay. I'm just trying to think, brainstorm here.
Yeah.
What other channels have you been watching? You watch any good videos today?
You got me today? No, not today. I haven't done much today other than
I
talking.
I just found a channel not that long ago. I mean, I know you know who it is. That Teal Deer guy's video. I
Till
like
there,
his video.
yeah.
It's really good.
Listen, I was on Till Deer long before he blew up. I was on Till Deer.
I was gonna say when did it blow up, man? It seemed like I was just I kept getting the recommendation in my recommended videos. I was like, what's Tilder? Till Doctor? I was like, what is that? And then I put it on, and it's just Teal Deer, and I'm like, duh, face palm. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love that from.
I liked every video he saw. Every video I saw from him, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, he does a good job. Great job in each of his videos. But,
What program do y'all use when y'all making y'all videos? I mean, I'm not saying y'all all use the same one, but what do you use?
me, I use Windows Media, Windows
Oh,
Movie Maker. There you go.
you use Windows for a lot of your stuff, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I'm a PC guy, man.
Yeah, I'm a PC guy too, but I
Yeah,
use Linux.
yeah. I've never used Linux. I've only used Mac and Windows. I have no idea how Linux runs.
But I never have to worry about infections. That's my thing. If
That's
it's I put it on my netbooks and stuff because if I'm going on the internet, I don't want to have to be careful about what I'm looking at. Forget about all that.
yeah, and otherwise you'll have to spend lots of money on
Well,
antivirus software.
running malware bites every day, checking for infections, and I'd rather not have to do all that. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got. Yeah, well, I agree. And then there's excuse me. You can just be careful with the websites you go to. Like you can't surf porn too often because
no, you
porn. A lot of porn sites will absolutely.
oh yeah, not on Windows you can't. No, I always tell everybody that.
Yeah, a lot of porn sites they will rip your computer to sunders.
Yeah,
and
that's why I was getting all my infections. That's what the guy was telling me, when I first started getting into it. And he was like, well, man, we might think about doing another operating system. And I was like, oh, man, that's crazy. He was like, no, it's not as extreme as you might think.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It's pretty simple. I have a few compatibility issues, but not many.
Okay.
Like I can't
That's
watch
good.
Netflix. Well, no. I can't watch Netflix. Is one of them. I think I can't watch Amazon video on my gotta use my Roku box.
Yeah, my mom bought a Roku box. My mom
Yeah, I
uses
got
a
one
lot.
for my mom and my dad. Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's fantastic actually. The Roku box might be the future.
I know, man. It's all any of those kind of like smart TV type things like that. Yeah, those things are good.
hmm
It's really cool.
But other channels that I watch. Let me think. Because I don't know if I watch anything you don't watch. But there's so many channels. There's a modern
Because a
world.
lot,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because a lot of times when you do video responses, I'm like, man, where did he find that person at? You know, I'm like, I always think that, you know, like especially
Oh,
about the Akana and the Christina. I'm like, where did he find these girls?
I'll tell you when you know how YouTube's search box works, how the dashboard works. Like what happens is if you watch a particular type of video a lot,
Hmm.
YouTube will suggest those videos to you, right? So it's funny because if you look at my dashboard, you'll see like a lot of different shit from Lacey Green, from Christina, from a lot of different social justice warriors, because those are the videos that I watch a lot. Because originally when I watched them, I never actually like had any intentions on becoming an anti-feminist or any intentions on criticizing feminism so much. It was that I always liked to challenge the way I thought, so I would go look at videos that were people who didn't feel the way I feel, so I can learn about them. And then I just started seeing a whole bunch of bullshit coming on. There's a lot of asininity, and that's when I started making the video responses. But that's where a lot of it just comes from suggestions. You know, and sometimes people will request them. Some people will ask me to do a video response, and I'm like, if I can do it, all
See,
right, let's get this done.
that's what I thought it was. I thought it was people were, you know, telling you, you know, asking you maybe you would want to do a response to it. Like you, I think you had explained that when you had done that one about Keon and Rebzion or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Epsilon on teenage heartthrobs. Like
Yeah,
someone watched the video, and I watched it, and I was like, this is stupid. But I think that's I don't know if wanted me to respond to Mr. Epsilon. I like to think that's what they were going for because I don't understand why they wanted me to see that video. I really don't.
oh, they didn't explain. I get you.
Yeah, they didn't tell me why. They just said check the video. So I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, he
And
was
the thing,
definitely he was hating.
yeah, I was getting on both of them too because that one Keen kid, like if he really believed his bullshit that kids weren't gonna click on the fucking video because he said don't because it was dirty. I was like, dude, you can go out, you can go somewhere with that because that is just bullshit at its finest.
Oh,
You've been on YouTube for damn well that these kids are to watch some dirty shit. That's why you titled it
right.
that way. That's why you're on YouTube. You want people to watch your shit. Don't bullshit me, nigga. Like, so, but Mr. Epps, he was definitely hating. He was hating.
Jealousy out of the yin yang. I ain't lying. I would be too, man. I mean, I'd like to be a teenage heartthrob, wouldn't you? I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Sounds
I'm
like
good.
that's fun to me,
You get
man.
yeah, you get a selection of girls, but I'm a one woman guy. I don't really like trying to
Oh yeah,
date
I can't
multiple
handle
girls.
it. I'm like that. I totally agree, man. I can't handle like I'm not no player or anything like that. I can't.
Yeah,
No,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I know how some of these guys do it, man. I
I just
could
don't have
not.
the time. I mean, I don't know how to put it any other way. I really don't know how to put it any other way. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, there's that aspect of it all too. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. Like there's this app. I don't know. Do you have like an iPhone or anything like that?
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, there's an app called iFunny. I suggest you pick it up because some hilarious on there. But
Okay.
every now and again I'll see one. It'll be like a man after he was caught. No, a man got caught by his 17 girlfriends after he got into a car accident, and then there'll
17
be like a caption.
girls.
Yeah, and then there'll be a caption. That'll be like "teach me your ways" or something like that. But I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Dude's Yoda, man. 17 girlfriends. He's the
Yeah,
forces from that one, dude.
yeah.
Whew.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that. That is crazy to me. And there'll be other
Man,
guys who talk about how they have like stitches. I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't. I don't know. I could not invest all my time into one woman. I care
yeah,
about her too much.
you ever saw that for the bottom bitch? Like on the one girl you care about, like out of your when you're a pimp, the one girl you care about, they call it your bottom bitch. I don't know, it was on South
Well,
Park.
that's stupid because I mean, like
Yeah,
if you really cared about her, oh well, I mean South Park, so but
well, it means
can't
care
really.
about the most, I guess. I guess it's the most loyal chick. You know, I guess that's what they mean in a way. I don't know. I didn't really get too much of a take on it. It was Butters who was being the pimp. I don't know if you remember the episode.
No, I didn't check it out. I don't watch South Park all that much.
But I haven't watched it in a while either. But I used to watch it a lot.
Yeah, me and my old friend Bobby used to catch it, but yeah, I don't know enough about South Park to call out episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago, but it was probably one of the last seasons I watched.
Gotcha.
I don't know what it was called, Bottom Bitch. Yeah, that was it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's one thing to me. How some of these guys are able to have so many different girlfriends. I don't know how to do it, man.
Makes me think about at what point do they start calling girlfriends? Is it like just girls they have numbers to, or is it like actually girls that they're dating, you know, sleeping with, and you know everything else that entails, or is it just you know just some girl they got a number of? 17, wow.
Hmm.
Even 7 would be wow.
And they didn't even know. That's the shit that fucks me. No, what really gets me are the girls that do know and they stay anyway. That confuses the dog shit out of me. Because I couldn't be with a woman that was like, well, you know, you gotta deal with this guy too. I'm like, nah, you can go to hell with that. All right, I'll just go find somebody else.
To this day, I see girls that go back to that guy after they hit him and stuff. Like they'll go back to him.
Yeah.
I think on some level they think that if a guy doesn't hit him, then he's not passionate about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I've seen that quite a few times. That's the one that gets me the most.
I'm with you on that one. And they'll defend them too. It's not even just that they'll go back, but they'll defend them.
Yeah, like I jumped in front of his fist. That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah. And to be fair, you know, not every girl likes that. Obviously.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Totally not. I'm a total believer in the Walt whole idea. That not all women like that. Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. There are some girls that they'll defend it. They'll make excuses, and it's a really strange phenomenon to me. I don't really understand. I don't know, because one of my friends I was talking to a couple of days ago, he's like, it's really like behavior. It's like if you grow up in an environment where you know that's what you see every day and that's what's always happening. You know, and someone is treat your mother that way, or you know your dad is like that. Then that's just kind of how you grow up, and you expect the world to be that way. That's always how that's what's most familiar to you. And I think that's what part of it is. It might have to do with their environment and domestic. If they grow up in violence, that's just what they expect the world.
Yeah, I guess you're saying it's like their normalcy bias. I guess you could say is skewed. You know that that Overton window is not in the right spot. I guess you could say. But it's like a philosophical thing. You can go Wikipedia the Overton window. It's about kind of how like you know what you see. It's basically just a way of saying everything's relative. I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a relativity type issue. I guess you could say.
Yeah, what's that called?
Overton window. Overton window. I think it's Overton.
I got it. Thank you. I'll do some research on it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a neat little concept.
All right, thank you for telling me about that.
Like the other one I see a lot on the internet. I don't know if you know what Godwin's law is.
No.
Where if you start making political comments, if you're doing political commentation on like YouTube or media site, Godwin's law is the law that tells you know that says that eventually someone will bring up Hitler. Like, I mean, it's really so true. You see it all the time. People calling each other, "You must be a Hitler fan. Why are you defending Hitler?" And it's like it's not even about Hitler. It's about it's just an example. It's all the time though. But that's another one that I saw somebody had mentioned it, and I was like, "What are they talking about?" And I looked it up, and
actually, I don't know. I do see that. You're right. I do see that.
I see that all the time. Like I'll be watching videos about because it's interesting to me. So I see a lot of stuff about Hitler, and I guess that maybe that's why I come across it more than most people. But
Yeah, every now
I,
and again, I do see that.
I'm like, man, it's like, you know, how many times, how long is it going to take to come back somebody to call me a Hitler fan or why you defending Hitler? I'm like, what are you talking about? Hitler? I'm just saying there's maybe another side to the story or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Like the other day, my friend, not even the other day, a couple months ago, my friend was telling me that there's actually a little more to why a lot of different German people hated Jewish people during the
Oh,
Holocaust.
yeah, there's more to it than that. There's another side of the story.
Yeah, and not saying it was right, because then you'll be like,
No,
oh,
no,
no, it's not right,
exactly.
but
I mean,
there is
that
more to it than just that.
yeah, but that's true though. Yeah, I had done a lot of research on it too, and yeah, it's not like he just came out of nowhere, you know. And none of it's arbitrary, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Hitler was certainly a very racist person, but when it came to the Germans and hating Jewish people, there was a lot more to the story than they just no, it did not come out of nowhere, basically.
Right. Well, we live in a pro-Zionist media, you know, so it's gonna always be skewed to, I guess, coddle in a way, you know. The Jewish get the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I don't want to be sound like one of these people that says those. I mean, I'm not really into that, but I see a lot of people that are, and I mean, I guess I could see where they come from sometimes. I guess is what I'm saying. I want people
Hmm.
to get the wrong idea.
I understand what you're saying.
You know, I just always try to I always try to listen to all sides of the story before I try to to voice my opinion on something. I guess you could say. You know,
Yeah, and that's a very
that's all
wise
I.
position to take.
You know, I try to get as many sides of the story as I can before I form an opinion. Because if you're just going on the initial hype on something, you almost have to question that. You know, is that trying to for your knee jerk reaction?
Yeah, I learned a lesson with the whole Trayvon Martin case.
Yeah,
Because I had a knee jerk reaction when I first heard the story, but as more information came out, it took me a long time to form an opinion on Ferguson too.
yeah.
Um, there was a lot of information that was being kept, you
Well,
know.
hey, I mean, the Trayvon Martin thing. I mean, you are a young black guy who lives in Florida, so I guess it did interest
Yeah,
you. You
yeah.
know?
Me and him, we actually at the time had the same stats. You know, we were just as tall, weighed the same amount, both live in Florida. I mean, literally just down
Yeah,
exactly the
yeah,
same.
that would. Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to tell anybody, but it scared the shit out of me for a couple of months. I did not like walking in the middle of the night because I just did not want anyone to think I was going to do anything to them.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy. That whole hoodie, all that hoodie stuff. Yeah, that's what I remember. The people talking about, you wear a hoodie, you get shot. I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
I mean, yeah. So I try to look as unmenacing as possible. You know.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't have to worry about. I mean, I would never that would never even occur to me to look unmenacing. You know, I usually try to do the other thing. I would try to keep the predators away. But yeah, you know, it
Yeah, you
depends
know,
on
it's
the environment.
exactly that's exactly what it is. Depending on where you're going, environment, you know, you gotta have some level of wisdom. And the part of self defense, I said this in like my video response to Bree. Part of self defense is just looking like you can't be met with. No, it wasn't to Bree. It was to another girl who kid last. But part of self defense is just kind of looking like you can't be messed with, and a lot of predators will leave you alone. But at the same time, if you're like like in the Walmart, you don't want people to think that you're gonna try to hurt them or do anything to you. So it's a double edged sword.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just be sophisticated about it, I guess. You know, yeah, you don't want to be walking into a neighborhood, a really fancy neighborhood, and look like a thug or something. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, blend in, I guess, a little more.
Yeah, it's about time and place. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you see some weird stuff at Walmart, man. You ever seen that People of Walmart
Oh
website?
yeah, every now and again I'll pop in.
Whoa. Like, whoa.
Yeah, some people will go to Walmart half naked for no reason, dude. Like, I have no idea what is going on there. That is for me.
I remember when the Walmart around me opened 24 hours years ago. It was open 24 hours a day. And when you go in there in the middle of the night, you see some weirdos. But it closes at like 10 or 11 now. Keeps the creatures out, I guess. Creatures come out at night, you know?
Yeah, like I never really caught anything that these other people see at Walmart. I don't know where they are to catch all the pictures that they get at
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah. That's some crazy stuff. I've seen some people with some wild clothes on, you know, some wild hairdos, but nothing too
Yeah,
radical. Nothing I wouldn't see at a concert or something, but
I don't know, man. I just don't know where they are in order to get all these pictures. It's crazy to me.
yeah, it's just the right place at the right time, you know. I always forget about having a camera, like until it's too late. I don't know about you, but I'm still having a hard time remembering that I have a camera in my pocket at all times. You know, I'll see something, I'll be like, man, I wish I had a picture. You had the camera in your phone. What were you thinking?
I don't know. Every now and again, to kind of prove a point, I just don't do it. Like I'll see girls in super short shorts, and I talk about it on my channel. Now and again, like I want to take a picture, like to show people, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Let me just go find something on the internet. I'll just
You mean with like the big T-shirt covering almost the whole shorts? I see that around here too.
yeah,
That's what you're talking about, huh? I see them at the grocery. Yeah, those girls who wear like the Daisy Dukes cut off shorts where it's like,
yeah. They'll be super short, bro. They'll
and
be,
they'll wear this big like baggy T-shirt, like it looks like they slept in it or something, and it like covers up their whole shorts. It looks like they're hardly even wearing wet pants.
yeah. Or
Yeah, it's
some of
hot.
them will wear like they'll wear like sweatpants. I mean, not sweatpants, but like a sweatshirt, or they'll wear like a hoodie, and then they'll have like these super tight too. That's the thing that gets me the most. They'll be like they're not loose fitting shorts. You know, they'll be like it looks like your butt's about to burst out of them. That's how tight they are half the time.
Yeah,
It's funny to me.
but they don't want attention.
Yeah, they don't want attention. They don't want
No.
nobody to look at it.
What are you looking at? Why would you say hello to them? Are you trying to harass that girl?
You can't even say hi to her anymore. You can't
That's
even,
harassment. You stare raping that girl. What are you doing?
I know. I'll see every now and again. They'll legitimately say leering at a girl is street harassment. Is that you fucking kidding me? Are
Yeah, they
you
need to
kidding
get
me?
up.
Leering, looking at a woman is street harassment. How's the woman even gonna know you're looking at her though? Like, can she feel your gaze on her butt? Because if she can, that shit might get a little annoying. I can understand that. Maybe she can feel it.
That's the power of the women. You know, they can feel your gaze.
I know. It's just, it hurts. Stop looking. It's like, ow, ow.
Stare raping. I'm trying to think of where did I hear that word. And then there was another one that I saw. There's some other video that I saw when it had this somebody who played a clip where it's this girl talking about how any type of penile insertion is rape.
Dang,
Like,
I wish you could find that video. Send it to me and we can
I
talk
think
about
I
that.
know where it's at. So I think I have an idea on whose channel it's on. I think it's on this guy called Myth of Feminism. I think it's on his. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. His name of the channel is The Myth of Feminism. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dude,
You
it's
think it's
hilarious. I, yeah, I just opened it up in another window. I'll find it right now.
all right?
I'm thinking about it. Oh man, it was almost too much. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, he had done it. This guy had done a few response videos to oh, who's another feminist that I think gets everything completely wrong. Did you ever see this girl Claudia Bolin?
Oh, every now and again I'll see Claudia. Yeah, but
Woo!
that's Doctor's girl. Uh, I'll let him handle her.
Who does that? Who does her?
uh,
Like who does?
Doctor Randomer Cam usually does the responses to her.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out. I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, yeah, check him out. Very hilarious, very funny guy.
Yeah,
Very
because
funny.
she's a, who she's definitely been misled.
Oh yeah, she is
Woo!
the dictionary definition of entitled first world
Entitled,
war.
yeah,
Yeah,
real.
just so entitled, so arrogant. Just,
I'm waiting
just
to like
oh my goodness.
like when I watched her video, like people responding to her videos, and it's almost like you're waiting for a butler to walk up with like a silver tray and hand her like,
I know, right? Hand her some tea and crumpets, man. Like,
all proper and everything, you know.
and she is just speaks but pure acidity. Maybe you just call it just straight acid. I don't even know. I don't
Definitely oozes the entitlement though. That's no doubt about that.
There's absolutely nothing but that's the levels of arrogance that girl has is ridiculous to me. It's how entitled she is.
It might be her response video that he did that to. That clip was on. I'm gonna have to search through these videos. Got more videos than I thought. I know it's one of these videos. It's definitely on his channel. If I don't find it right now, when I do, I'll just send it to you.
All right,
'Cause
man. I'll appreciate that.
I'll never forget when I heard it. Like I said, it's something to hear, man. It's whoo. It's like almost like, I mean, it's even more, I guess, ironic in a way. Not maybe more ironic, but it's something to hear. Than that Anna Karana video. That one, man, that's
That
been one of the whoo.
I had a blast making that video. I'm not even gonna lie. When you work in film,
Yeah, I saw
making
Sarge.
films. Yeah, I did a good response to it. Yeah, but I wanted to do something special for that one because it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, like I said, it was almost like on when you first listen to it, you think she's going to be on our side.
Yeah, yeah. You think she's like, yeah, you did. That's what gets me. She did a complete
And
one.
then she said
Actually,
that one line about how, she was saying how well, and we were responsible for it or something, and then she frowned, I think, and then that's when I was like, well, wait a minute.
yeah. She did that slight little passive aggressive frown.
Yeah, yeah. She had said something. Yeah, and we're totally to blame for that or something. And then she frowned right after she said that statement.
Yeah, because it's totally our responsibility, right? Like, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're
Who
like,
else is
exactly? Like, who else is the only way you could possibly say it's someone else's responsibility is if you have like a husband or something like that. It's the only way you can say that,
Yeah.
right? And then you would have to be giving him something, otherwise you're just an entitled little princess living. It's an entitled person. Now, like go ahead.
Half the time, I just wish when they say those kind of things, well, then who are you proposing would be in your place? I
Yeah.
mean, that's like like you always say, the patriarchy. What is the patriarchy? They have no answers for anything.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ask them because they won't tell you.
It's up to us to figure it out. Apparently, he for she, he for she.
Yeah, the whole he for she campaign still gets me to this day. To this day, I
Yeah,
just don't
the band bossy thing was completely ironic because it's bossy to tell me to not use a word. I mean, it's like, just don't see it, man.
don't don't
And then
use bossy.
the impact 10 by 10, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that impact 10 by 10 by 10. I don't even understand how she got that name. Let's. I don't even know how she got the name, but basically it's her talking about trying to get more businesses or something like that into protecting women. I don't know,
Oh yeah, okay.
something
What
like
that
that.
mean? They don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea what she's talking about.
Yeah, the whole answers business. They're not into that. That's patriarchy wanting answers. That's the patriarchy talking.
Hmm. That's
Oh,
nothing but the patriarchy.
nothing but nebulous terms, you know. The patriarchy.
And the thing that gets me is they cannot even agree on a definition for the patriarchy.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, they all know what it is, but they just can't define it.
They don't even attempt to.
All right, man. You got anything else on your mind you want to talk about?
No, not too much. We've been on here for a little while, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
about
2 hours.
2 hours.
What kind of weather you got by you? Is it raining over there by you?
What kind of what?
What kind of weather is it by you? You're not that far from me.
It's sunny right now, actually.
Okay, the rain might be headed your way. I know you're just down I-10, a few hundred miles.
Yeah, maybe. If not
You've been
today.
around. You never been around like the whole country. You've been around like you travel a lot.
Nope, don't have money for all that. I
Yeah,
probably, actually, dude, yeah, the rain is coming. You are right.
it's been raining here all day.
It's about to rain where I'm at.
I kind of figured that. I
It
figured y'all.
actually, holy shit, it's gonna rain all week.
Yeah, that's what it says here too. Yeah, I figured your weather would be pretty similar to mine.
Mhm. Well, thanks for the heads up, man. You're better weatherman than most people.
I've been around, man. I've been around Florida a lot. I had family that lived out there. I had family that lived in Destin.
Did you like living out here? Well, I mean, you didn't live here, but
Well, no, I like it. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. It's not too much different than it is here in New Orleans and the rest of the South. I mean, Texas is a little bit different than the rest of the South, but other than that, the South's pretty much the same.
mm-hmm.
I think so.
Gotcha.
I like Miami a lot. A lot to do
Yeah,
there.
never been to Miami.
It's a nice city. You know, if you like to party and go out and stuff, you know, that's kind of a good place to go.
Sounds like
We
it.
used to do spring break a lot. I don't know. You ever did spring break? You know, out at Panama City.
No, I wanted to go, but never did.
I did it a couple years. It was okay. It's kind of a jock, cool kid thing, but it's not too bad. It's pretty fun. We used to rent the jet skis and stuff. I had fun.
Gotcha.
I'm not no big drinker or nothing, you know, but that was cool. But yeah, other than that, no, not too much going on, man. I'm glad you wanted to talk to. I always wanted to, you know, talk to you, ask you questions as I thought of them.
All right, yeah, man. Of course. I get some time. Maybe one day my on here. We can just talk and whatnot.
Didn't you do one with Goodfella yesterday?
Yeah, well, I was on there with good fella Patricia and Skeptor.
Oh, okay, yeah. Skeptor is an American.
No, he's actually Israeli. He's Israeli.
Okay.
He's Jewish. He's a very nice person. I suggest you can channel. Go over his channel, check him out.
I like
Very smart
Goodfella
guy.
stuff, but sometimes I can't understand what he's saying. He's got a pretty thick accent,
Yeah,
being honest.
I can, but I can see. I understand what you're saying.
I just probably haven't listened to him enough. That's probably what it is. I
Maybe.
just I haven't got a taste for it yet. I remember when I first watched the movie Snatch with Brad Pitt. I didn't understand it. At the movie, I needed subtitles.
Oh yeah, I remember my friend Casey when he brought that movie. That was a good. That was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I like those movies. Yeah, Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah. But all right, man. Yeah, thanks for coming by and thanks for
Yeah,
asking for a little hangout.
yeah. When you got a
Said
new
nice.
video coming out, so I know when to expect another video. You got one coming out tonight or no?
Um, Probably I think one on Laser Green. If not, to be tomorrow. I'll have it out, and then the video after that, it will either be the first video on Attention Wars, or it'll be the first video on Nice Guy making. One or the other.
Okay, so you kicking off a couple little series kind of things.
Yep.
Nice. That's cool. Well, I'll
Yeah,
check them
well,
out, bro.
thank you. Thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate the comments you post.
No
Uh,
problem.
I learn a lot. I learn a lot, which is why it's the best part about being on YouTube. There's a
Yeah,
lot to
I
learn
like.
from people.
Yeah, I love YouTube. It's one of my favorite platforms on a computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'll keep watching for sure. Just take it easy. Don't lose your mind.
All right, man. Thanks for
All right,
coming by. See you later.
sure. Easy.